everybody. Okay, so I am getting ready to share my week 2 of Project Life, and I can tell you that I had such a difficult time with this layout until I finally just decided to let go. I think it was just a lot of stress going on, and yeah, I mean, we all have stress. I'm not like, okay, I don't want to get into that part. I just wanted to explain that I think stress was giving me a mental block, and every time I would sit down it would actually relieve it, but I could only do like a little bit at a time, and then I felt like it was kind of turning into a frustration. So later on last night when I finally sat down to do everything, I kind of realized that I just need to start gluing things down. I need to commit. And as things started to flow, I started feeling better. And so it wasn't a stress for me to do this, and that was like kind of the whole relief part, is that, I mean, I really enjoyed making all of these little pieces, and it doesn't match. Again, I'm not matchy, and that is fine with me. So that is how I am choosing to do my Project Life, and I really do really like the outcome. I feel that I journaled where I needed to journal. These stories are so random, but that is my life, and so that is just kind of how things go. So I guess to start, one of the first things that I did was this week 2. Now I think that this card is one of, you can't see the back, I guess, because this is other side of week 1. I believe that this is one of the craft edition cards that Sarah sent me, Sarah Grace, I'm pretty sure. But what I did was I took, hopefully I'm in frame, I took this little pink circle and I put a number 2 inside of it, and I used, oh, it's right here, I have them, the Jenny Bolin studio stickers. I just used one of these, I put a number 2 in there, and I just used the W and the K. And I wanted it to be in black so it was a lot more noticeable. And then I was going to put my dates and things up here, and then I just decided I'm going to tell you two things that I cannot Project Life without. The 2 things that I cannot do Project Life without are sequins. I tell you what, I don't know how many times, stuck or no ideas or whatever, sequins has pulled me through. Like, I am in love with sequins on my Project Life. I put them here. I mean, I love the variety of colors that I've been getting in my kits, and they're fun, and I just feel like I'm actually creating something. Sequins, number 1. Absolutely number 1. What was number 2? Because I was thinking there was something else I knew I could not live without. Hang on. I'll figure it out. I'll tell you when I get there, I think. What was it? I can't remember at this moment what number 2 was, but what did I have to have for this layout? Oh, yes. Duh. Of course, I was looking at the layout trying to figure it out. My tiny attacher. Oh my goodness. I mean, I use this thing everywhere. If there's 2 things that I can ever recommend for Project Life that might possibly help you out, it's a tiny attacher and sequins. Oh my gosh. Like, seriously. Okay, I will show you everything that I use on this layout. So anyways, I use the sequins on here to kind of decorate my week 2. And then these are just kind of some random photos. This was actually at the same moment. I had Bailey and her little Sophia dress, and this was just sent to me in a birthday package, and it matched the dress perfectly, along with this Such a Treat. And I thought that was fitting for the photo, because Bailey wanted this Sophia dress more than anything for Christmas, and she got it, and it, obviously it's such a treat for her. She loves to wear it all the time, and I don't know if you know Sophia the First, but that is like her favorite, and so I put that in some little gold stars. This is actually a 4x6, but I just didn't separate the photos. Here is little Lacey in her Minnie Mouse dress. When she does get dressed, it's usually her dress up clothes as well. And I thought it was so funny because she parked her little car. It's hard to get her out of this car. She parked her little car in front of the TV. And so I put at the drive-in there. It's so funny. Like I said, I do not like these pocket pages at all. These are the We Are Memory Keepers. I don't know what style this is. I kept it because of this life happening, but I did staple right here. This is last week's. My in frame? No. I had to staple this in because it just kept slipping out. And so on the opposite side, because I didn't want to have to redo my layout, I just put some banners down here. I will not be using these ones unless I can come up with some other idea. I just really did not care for them. I didn't like how they slipped out. I mean, look at how loose that is. It's just terrible. So I definitely don't recommend those ones myself. If you have any ideas of what to do with those, please let me know, because I would love to be able to use the ones that I do have. Okay, and here is, oh, you know, that's one thing I wanted to explain on here. I did put, I used the Amy Tangerine date stamp, and it states real life January 8th to January 14th. But I thought that that was awfully fitting because if you can see here, I'm going the right way, January 14th is upside down. That's just my life. I mean, I really didn't even mean to do that. It came out upside down, and then I thought it was really funny because it said real life, and I just went with it. I was like, you know what? It has the date on there. It may be upside down, but that is just, you know, I've got to let go. I've got to let go. That's what Project Life, I think, is about. It's just kind of scrapbooking and just going with the flow. Okay, so here is some pictures of my husband on Sunday watching the game. I mean, he would not even look at me for a photo. He was so intrigued by the game. This is where they played against the Saints, and sorry, Seahawks fans. So we were really excited. The Seahawks won, and then they went on last Sunday to play against San Francisco and whooped up on them too. Whoop whoop. So we were going to the Super Bowl. Anyways, I wanted to make sure and document that, and I will be documenting the Super Bowl as well. And my husband already threatened me that I might have a broken TV to document. And I told him that's fine. I will document it. I'm not going to take that threat. I'm assuming that he's warning me that if Seahawks are losing. So anyways, down here I journaled. Oh, this is going with this photo here. I don't know if you can see that very well, but that was one morning when I woke up a little bit later than Lacey, and she got a hold of a pen. I don't know if she was pretending to put makeup on or what she was doing there, but she does have ink all over her face, and of course I'm going to document that. So I stated on here, I don't know how, when, and where you find crayons, pens, and markers, but there's always evidence. It's written all over your face. LOL. Yes. So that is that. And then here I used one of those little, I thought that was perfect. I mean, this is what I'm loving about Project Life, is finding just the little tiny details that are perfect to go with photos. This is a little wood arrow that I got my Scraptastic Life Noted kit. And I loved how it had the scribbles on it, obviously matching the photo. And I used this little tag. I don't know where I got that from. It just says only you, and it had some stars. And I thought, you know, how perfect is that? Because, I mean, I never went through that with the other children as much as I go through that with her. And put a little sequence down here to match these sequins up here. And I did use one of the wooden ones. I think that came in January's Life Noted kit. So I liked using those as well. Okay, moving on to the second half of my week 2. On this one, I was starting to run out of photos, and so I kind of wanted to use more journaling and filler cards. So here I used one of the larger ones. I believe that this is, oh my goodness, what is this one? What is this one? It's not Sunshine. Is it Sunshine? Oh my goodness. No, it wasn't Sunshine. What did she call it? Seafoam. I'm sorry. I can't remember which card that this came from, but it just says life is an adventure. And so, of course, loving the sequence. Put the sequence up here and some down here, past my journaling, as well as 3 little enamel dots that had come in my Life Noted kit. And I want to use my embellishments. And so I wrote, And I love this quote. I came up with this quote on my own. And I thought it was just perfect. Yesterday was a really rough day for me. But this is documenting my second week, which had nothing to do with yesterday. And so I really just thought it went well with these, because I mean, there was a lot going on, good and bad, not necessarily bad, just normal life stuff. I guess I'll get into that when I get there. So I wrote, through the good and the bad, it's all about what makes us laugh in the end. And I thought that that was perfect because of this story, and then the story of Lacey with the marker here on her face. And then this one here also is just, these are all really funny stories, and it's great because that's what I'm all about. Okay, so I walked into my room. Some of you know that I just got this blanket for Christmas from my husband. It wasn't about the style of the blanket. It was about the feel of the blanket. I love the way it feels. It's so soft. And I had bought one for a friend of mine that was purple, and I said that I really loved it. And this was the last one. I know it's awfully tacky in my taste. It's not something that I would prefer to pick out in style, but it's very funny how it matches my cat. So my husband lays it out on the bed in the mornings. That he knows that I'm going to be lazy and watch YouTube videos, and so he lays it out for me so that I can lay on the bed with the computer on this nice soft blanket. Well, I had walked in after grabbing some coffee, and this is what I saw. My cat, and I could barely even see him on there. I just love that photo of him. I think it is absolutely perfect. And I put this little tag here. This came from the Ormolu cut aparts that came in my Project Life, or Life Noted kit that said meant to be, because, I think it was meant to be that I have that blanket and that cat. I think it's awfully funny, sorry. And so I used some of my little wooden, I guess they're supposed to be like rhinestones or whatever. But I used some of those to kind of decorate that a little bit. And then this, I wanted to put some more over here on this side to make these go together. And so, of course, I used a giggle-worthy moment card. And here I am journaling about how he blends in with my blanket. Okay, so coming down here, these were all pretty much on the same day, which is really kind of funny. I'm journaling 3 stories, maybe even 4, from the 11th. I am not worried about dating my photos individually, as long as they fall within the same week. I mean, really, what does it matter on the specific date? To me, it doesn't. So here, I'm talking about how, I want to make sure I'm in frame. Jaden, my 12-year-old, and Bailey, my 5-year-old, had made a cake. They made a cake all on their own. No help from me, no help from Dad. They were in the kitchen by themselves and made this cake. That is what I was going to originally journal about. I originally wanted to take the photos of them serving their cake and, the happiness that they would have on their face, showing off what they did, and they frosted it themselves, and they put the everything by themselves. So when I go in to take a picture of the cake, there is fingerprints and handprints and smears all over it. And I was like, So I look over, and immediately to my right, about 2 to 3 feet away from me, is my little Lacey, and she is hiding in the corner. Now she is 3.5 and doesn't believe that you can see her if she is hiding her face. It is really kind of a funny story. Now, this didn't upset Bailey and Lacey, or Bailey and Jaden, sorry. And obviously I'm not going to get that upset. I told her no, but I found it a funny story. And when I talked to Jaden and Bailey, as long as they got cake, they were happy. So this was not a big traumatic experience. It was actually documented to be on the silly side. Okay, so here was just a 4x6 photo spot that I didn't have anything for. This was kind of a last afterthought, just throwing something in. I was looking for something to bring out the colors, and I just journaled real quick about the fact that I was, and I was feeling very relieved that I have these little stories to tell, and it's only 2 weeks in, and I am loving Project Life more than I think anything I've ever created. So I wanted to kind of capture that feeling at the end. And so I did by journaling. I realized there is so much of life that I will miss in these albums, but I am so thankful for what I can capture. And that is exactly how I felt at the end of this page. Okay, so over here is just a little photo of, and I cut it down. This is just some leftover scrap paper that I had from, I think, a Gossamer Blue kit. And my husband was getting frustrated cooking pancakes for 5 children who love to eat a lot of food. And so he just filled the entire griddle with a pancake, and he has done that. I think this is the second or third time. And he cuts it apart and puts it on people's plates just to kind of save time, and it's really kind of funny. So I wanted to document that. So I took a picture of that and put pancake, hungry anyone here. This was just a little filler card, and it says these are the days. And the reason why I chose this one is just because these are just such random days, little mini stories, but it is our life. And that is, I think, what just kind of makes it fun. Here are some little washi tape strips that I've had in my stash for a long time. I know I'd gotten them in a kit. I want to say Gossamer Blue, possibly. I'm not sure. But I wanted to use up some more of those strips of washi, and I love the colors. And then this came in my Life Noted kit. I believe it was Life Noted. It may have come in one of my regular Scraptastic, but I'm pretty sure it came in the Life Noted. And I liked all the arrows going in every direction, and so that is the one that I used there. And then here is just a quick snapshot that I took of my daughter doing laundry. I was only going to use one of the photos and then just decided to use both because I didn't want to have to worry about embellishing. I was just kind of, at this point, trying to get it done. And so I journaled about how this poor girl only gets $1. I said, is it worth it to have to fold brother's underwear? Her